Focus on your breath. Just breathing really deep down in your belly and letting the air out with a And today what I'd really love to do is connect with the fuller piece of you. So bring your attention to the center of your physical body, just below the heart, just above the belly button. And either see there or imagine there a brilliant, bright white light. And the more you draw your attention to it, the brighter and more active it goes. You see it pulsating. You see the movement in it. It may even be swirling through you. This is the soul. This is the essence of who you are. So let's expand it out and do that with your will. Imagine it, the light expanding through your body. So it fills up your whole torso, moving up toward your shoulders and down to your hips. And see this wonderful, beautiful, brilliant white light with little gold specks going deep down into the organs, bringing life force energy to the organs, down into every cell, down into the atoms, and see it completely filling the space in every atom. Pushing this white light down your legs, all the way down through the knees, to the ankles and out the toes. Moving it from your shoulders, down the arms and the wrists and into your hands. And moving it up through the neck, into the head. And really relax into this. Notice whether your jaw is tense, whether your face is tense. Just breathing this light into all your cells. And then push this light out through your skin until you're sitting in this orb or egg shape of brilliant, bright white light. Feeling the energy coming up from the mother. Feeling the energy dropping down into the crown of your head. Energizing you. And then recognizing that every atom in your body, these 7 trillion or however many there are really little tiny black holes. Birthing out of them the energy for the manifestation of who you are. Connected in to the void or the greater universe. And just seeing that energy coming out, ready to express itself. And holding this vibration and this energy in this place, begin to breathe again. Recognizing that you're in the chair and grounding into the floor, but don't lose the space. Feeling the energetics. When you're comfortable, open your eyes and sit with your eyes open for a minute. And we can just welcome in all that energy and knowledge, all that there is and ever will be, coming through every single cell of our body, through these teeny tiny little black holes. And just know that you are way bigger and way more powerful than you can ever imagine yourself to be. So it's all yours, Kathy. I'm going to leave everybody right there.
Yeah, but now I'm supposed to talk.
We need to be able to do this.
I know. Okay, back to Earth. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to share my enthusiasm and love for video after this presentation. The way that it's set up is mostly, it's better if we can go through most of it. Trina and I would talk a little bit and then save your questions for the end if possible. But either way, I know, Ivalu, you have to leave, so just wave your hand or let me know if you wanna ask a question, okay? Okay, so what I'll do is share my screen, and rather than doing a PowerPoint, I've created a PDF of the slides, so it's easier to move through them. Okay, so today we're going to talk about authentic video marketing, which is a little bit different than video marketing. And authentic is, as we will talk about that, is you being you and using your brand as a way to differentiate and share your essence, your soul essence, and your love with the world. So what is video marketing? Well, for the most part, it's marketing using video as your content. And what happens is that, as you'll see with all the data, video is the way to go. People, even if they are at an office place and they can't play the sound, they're watching videos instead of reading. So anytime I can get you to consider making a video, and I'll show you some ways to do it that aren't expensive, and give you courage to do it. But there's so many different ways to publish and to get your videos out, but we'll be talking about that and how to convert that so that you will be able to talk to your customers and give them enough of a reason why, sharing your value, that they'll purchase from you and they'll take an action. So for 2019, there's new facts, which are kind of startling. A lot of the times when you go to look for facts on marketing, they have, well, in 2014 it was this. Well, for video, there's up-to-date information right now. So 82% of Twitter users watch video content on Twitter. People around the globe spend over 500 million hours watching videos on YouTube. YouTube is more popular than Facebook now. It has more searches. 92% of mobile users actively engage in sharing videos with their friends. So it's not only that you're going to get something that is a communication for you to use, it's a communication for people to share so it can go viral. 87% of online marketers leverage the power of video content. I got to go to an event called Vid Summit last October in LA. Vid Summit started 5 years ago with 80 people. This year it was 1,500 people, and they were all conscious. They were all working in team to help each other. Someone would talk on stage, and after the big yak, 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 yak presenter was on stage, he would sit down and start taking notes from the next person. So this whole medium is so new and exciting and changing all the time that you have the chance to do whatever creative thing you want to do with it. Globally, around 51% of marketing professionals consider video content the best way to get your return on investment. I mean, in most cases, you'll hear people say it's the only way. And it's mostly because people aren't reading like they used to. Social videos, which I do a lot of Facebook Lives and Facebook, they can create as much as, look at this, 1,200% more shares than images and content and text. Look at that percentage. That's not 2 times. That's not 5 times. That's 12 times. So when you think about it, for you to, when I show you how to just, you know, use your phone and just talk into it for 5 minutes, you just, once you get it over the worry about what you look like, because nobody's looking at you like you are. Once you get over it, it's amazing. Almost 64% of consumers agree on they make purchases after watching the brand's content. They in relationship marketing, which most of this is, most of the time, all of the marketing collateral, whether it's blog posts or videos or audios like podcasts, it's all based on creating a relationship where you want your people to know, like, and trust you. When you are consistent with your brand and communicate consistently from your heart who you are and what your gift is, they buy. They watch for a little while, they kind of watch you, check you out, see if you're in integrity, and then they buy. So just want you to know that. Video content leads to a 157% increase in organic traffic from the search engines. That's what SERPs are. So if you're doing SEO and you're looking at creating a lot of traffic by using keywords in your marketing collateral, and you're using your name, like Kate's on here, and her tagline is the Joy Architect, and she wants to use that as her tag in her video, she will show up that much more in a video than any other kind of communication. And then landing pages, is everyone aware of what a landing page is? It's a page on your website that does not necessarily have other navigation. It's a video and usually an offer. The conversion rates, which means people buy on landing pages that have video versus just text and images, the convergence rate is 80% out of 100. So you have to learn video. You have to. There's no getting around it anymore. Any comment, Trina?
Yeah, I'm one of those people who needs to really buckle down on this. And I do see, I have seen the difference in video and Facebook Live and things like that. And the people that jump in and say, wow. And that's, for me, it's one of those things that I have to get so much better at. The landing page piece with a video, I know from my perspective, and I don't know how you are, but I think we grew up in, and especially the people now, the millennials, grew up with video. They didn't grow up with reading books. And so they're so much more attached. I was much more attached, and I learn a lot more with a video than I do when I read. So it is the wave of the future, and at some point, I mean, the future's now.
Right,
so
right.
Really is.
And the other
thing, I had one other comment.
Oh, okay, excuse me.
If people, did you show them the chat bar? If you guys have questions you want Kathy to answer, you can, okay. There's a little chat box at the bottom of the page, and you could type a question, and then we can follow up on it so you don't lose it if you have a question there. Okay, done.
Okay, and Nahid has done a lot of Facebook Lives with a group called Good of the Whole, and she can tell you how powerful that has been. I'm going to unmute you for a second. Okay, Nahid, oh, actually, you're still muted, so it may be from your side, dear. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. Yes, I have done some, but my intention is kind of been different. I don't know. My intention has been what you said in the beginning, authentic video, but I don't know about the marketing part of that. It's
Right.
like just being me and sharing deeply from my heart what is meaningful to me.
Yes.
Actually, I came to grasp some of the, because I haven't done enough with that, but when I watch it later, it's like I am impacted. It's
Yeah.
like I feel, wow, that was powerful.
Yeah.
So
You did a prayer. It was like a rooming prayer for good of the whole that was so powerful.
I
It
even
was
don't know
months
what
ago.
I have said that,
Yeah.
but there is this Earth Day is coming, April 15 to 22, and I have one of those days to talk about
Oh, okay.
what is that for me. So I want to create another one. So I'm using all the skills that you guys are
Oh,
offering
great.
to create a new one again.
Okay. Great.
Mm,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're
I'm going to
welcome.
mute you again. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Thank you, dear. Okay. So the reasons why you need video, just again, to get this in your psyche. Video boosts conversions and sales. So if you are trying to sell your products or services and get seen, it boosts the sales. It also shows return on investment. So if you're doing any video on Facebook and you're adding advertising to it or using videos and ads, you will get your money back faster. So versus other returns on investment. Video builds trust, and that's because we're talking about that if you show up as an authentic human being and not as a caricature of the persona of somebody, you show up as you can create a relationship with people that they'll know, like, and trust you. And then one of the other things is Google loves videos. Google owns YouTube. And the fastest way for me to get a website ranked in search engine optimization on the first page of Google is to rank the videos that are on the page. And that's a conversation that we can have if you'd like, but I have a secret weapon for that, which may not be secret after this, but anyway. You're 53 times more likely to show up on the first page of Google if you have a video embedded on your website. 53 times. Why wouldn't you want that? So this is like, to me, it's common sense, and it's a way to push you out of your fears of being videoed, of expressing your truth, etc. So let's see, chat. What is the landing page? I will explain that, Ivlu, and landing page, I just saw your question there. A landing page is usually a page that actually I'll have one at the end of this presentation that you might not get to see, but it's a page that is on your site, but not on the navigation of your site. And it's a place that you send people off of Facebook or off of an email blast that gets them to consider getting a free report, getting a free series of classes, or buy something. So a landing page is a different thing than just a website page. It usually has none of the navigation or any of the distractions that a whole website page has. And its vehicle is to cause, it's like a call to action page. And those type of pages, if they have a video on them, even if the video is transcribed in the text, so you have the video and the text, there's a much higher conversion rate. Okay? So
just to give her an example, you've probably seen landing pages when you go to somebody, somebody sends you an email or whatever, and you hit to go see what they're about. And a lot of them do a whole big sales presentation, but it keeps saying, buy now, go do this, go do that. And sometimes it's a lot of text, and I don't like necessarily reading that. I would rather watch something fun and say, yeah, maybe I want to do that. And then it usually takes you to the web page or a purchase site or something.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to move on here. So here's some more reasons why you need video. Video appeals to mobile users. When I send out my email blasts like I did for this event, a huge percentage anymore, almost half of my opens are on a phone. So you have to start thinking about how your website would show up in all different sizes, whether it shows up in a full screen for a computer, so a partial screen for an iPad or some sort of pad device, or your phone. And what a website, normally the ones that we build are called responsive websites, where the code actually identifies the device and sizes the website accordingly. So that's something to know about, okay? So video marketing can explain everything. It is so much easier to say what you need to say, like in a conversation, than it is to write it out. So this will actually get you to do it if you're not scared to do it, which I hope you won't be after this. So anyway, it engages even the laziest buyers because they like video and they're entertained by it. And again, video encourages social shares, and we want our stuff to go viral. We want to pay as little as possible in advertising dollars, and we want to spend our money, and actually in making the videos, there's not that big of an expense if you do it yourself. And I'll show you a couple ways that you can do it yourself. So, this is free visibility. So, and what that means is I'll explain, I was fortunate enough to be interviewed on a show this past Saturday. And the person that interviewed me has 1 million person reach on his show. Now, 1 million people didn't see my show, but eventually he has the potential to have it go that viral. So there's not very many ways that you could afford to buy that visibility. But if your video is entertaining, informative, helpful, you have the chance to encourage more people to share it. So the other thing is the authentic video marketing. So what we want to do is we want to be succinct. People are in a hurry, they have low concentration, they want to do stuff real fast, they want, they say that we have the same attention span as a bumblebee, which isn't good. They're little, right? And we've got a big brain. So anyway, so what we want to do is we want to do what we can to use videos that portray as much as we can the visuals, it display and communicate, and what we say or do communicates. So it's the fastest medium to build your online authority and presence. And as I said, it's because it can be shared and it also can be interpreted easily. There are software programs that will convert your video and the text in your video to multiple languages. You can do that as well. So we're now able to communicate with anyone around the world through video. It's free to use. I'll show you on, you can use your phone, you can use your computer. There's several free programs that are easy to use. And then you can get an unlimited amount of targeted leads if it's done in the right way. Now, that discussion is, my suggestion is that before you do any communication, whether it's video, audio, or images, you really pick your perfect avatar, the person that is the perfect person for you to talk to. And when we go through a process to do your avatar, a lot of times we have you name them, give them Betty, Susie, Joey, whatever name, Ralph, whatever name that you want to give them, and you profile them so that you know who you are talking to. And when people say, oh, I don't want to niche that much and I don't want to be that specific, I've got this range of 20 to 50-year-olds, I say, don't do that. Then you don't mean anything to any of them. You're better off having one that's a different product for that 20-year-old and one that's a different product for the 50-year-old than you are trying to be everything to everybody, because no one will recognize that you're talking to them. And it's like it's like shooting an arrow at an archery target. You will miss the whole target. So that's my little soapbox on that. Okay, then video adds emotional value, and almost all buying decisions are based on emotion. So if you don't have any emotional value, where it's enthusiasm, excitement, sadness, concern, upset, frustration, where you're trying to save your customer from making another bad mistake, whatever it is, the emotion that you're trying to convey, those emotions, if they are shared, could cause a buy, a conversion, a click through to buy your product or service. So you want to know that that's powerful. It gives you a chance to be authentic. And what I mean by authentic, hi Angie. What I mean by being authentic is that, and I've said this before, a little bit before, most people in old-fashioned marketing used a convention of that they had a business persona and a personal persona. And for the past, I would say 5 years, that hasn't worked. Now it's so impossible to have two different personas. You show up as you completely, however you are. So for Malcolm to show up, he's a classical violinist. If he showed up as like he was going to the Denver Symphony doing that, and then the next time he's showing up barefoot, dancing down Pearl Street, that's what he did with me. Remember, that was so much fun. Anyway, then they're going, which one is he? It causes confusion and distrust. So the whole idea is be authentic. There's only one you. Each one of us came here to share our unique gift. And if you don't feel comfortable in it, I'll help you work with getting comfortable with it, because that's so important to your success. Your online authority and presence, I don't think you can create online authority and presence anymore without video. And it converts 2 to 3 times more than any other communication. Okay, so I feel like I've been a drummer drumming, going through video, video, video. So if everybody's got that, I'll get off my soapbox. Well, maybe. But anyway, okay, Nahid, did you want to talk? Did you have your?
No,
Oh, okay.
just want to say that I got it.
Okay, so part of the way that you can convey your information in video is to tell good stories. And I know almost all of you, and I know you have great stories, all of you. The idea of telling stories is so important because it's a way for you to identify and connect and engage with your audience. The stories usually would be some way for you to sympathize with the trauma your audience is having, if you've done a good profile for your avatar, your customer, your ideal customer, you know what challenges and obstacles your ideal customer has. So you know how to relate to them and tell a story that will connect you to them. So Trina, you're excellent at stories. Do you want to jump in here?
We just did one on storytelling not too long ago. And you really have to think about yourself and the way you respond to things. When people get up and just lecture and they don't feel like they necessarily have a connection to things, or they don't have funny stories to tell about, examples for their pieces. When I was involved going to a lot of the peak potential classes, the teaching that we were given in doing presentations was that there was just this little snippet of data, like 5 minutes of data, and then everything else was sharing a story, having the people interact, having them do something where it relates to you. I mean, you can even have people that are with you tell the story, kind of as an example of what Kathy just did. Instead of continually just running through the slides, it's like, hey, anybody else have a comment about this? Do you have a story about this? Does this work for you? So it's engaging to people. It's really engaging, and they can relate to you, especially if you become vulnerable. If you show sides of you that where you've made a mistake, or where something really hurt you, or even if something really excited you. But being vulnerable makes you really real, and they can feel that in videos. They can really feel that. And I got to tell you, I've got 9 grandkids, and 4 of them, my son's 4 kids, made a video the other day. They did it with a little, this is the box challenge, and they all introduced themselves, and they ended up challenging with the box. It was like hidden stuff in the box, and they were trying to guess what it was. And it was so cute when they got finished with it. And it told a story about them, the fun that they were having, and it was infectious. So any of those kinds of ideas and stories work.
That's great.
Super important.
The other thing that stories can do is there's been all sorts of studies on memory, and people remember if they associate with laughter or movement or sound. So a lot of times, that's why you'll see many videos will have a brand opener and a closer, and it's called an intro or an outro. And the reason they do that is that sound, it's like it's a trigger for your brain and to recognize oh, this is coming. So, and it takes a little while. That's why it's in the intro and the outro, is that it takes a while for your brain to do that. But the sound and the image, that's why branding it with logos is so important. But they have proven a lot of times, even with memorization, that movement and sound can affect even kids in high school. So it's one thing to just consider when you're doing your videos and you're telling your story. You can have the emotion, which is what Trina was talking about when you show emotion. And Trina and I have a coach that is a master at this. He gets all choked up, and you just go, oh, are you okay? I mean, it's like you're on the edge of your seat when he's doing it. And I don't think it's a manipulation. Maybe it is. It works. I don't know if it's a technique or not, but it is something to see. Do you think it's a technique, Trina?
Possibly, but he also so gets into what he's doing, and he's so passionate about what he's doing. He just lets it show.
Right.
So the passion that you have about something, whichever way it goes, people will relate to that.
Right.
The only way you can do it is by showing your emotion.
Right. Right. So, okay. So, thank you very much, Trina. That was really helpful. So once we do our little videos, these are the top video sharing sites for 2019. And I'm a big, big, big fan of YouTube. And I can explain why. YouTube allows you to do so many things for free and get seen on the internet so easily that I can explain more if there's some questions about how to do that, how to create your own channel. One of the things about YouTube, if you get YouTube subscribers, that's one of the things that you would want to do, is create a channel and upload as many videos as you can. Like this video will be uploaded to YouTube after we're done. And then we want to optimize and put a powerful description and tags in the description when you upload it, make it public or unlisted. What happens with YouTube, if you have subscribers, they will automatically get a notification that gets through Gmail. It gets through all the email providers, and they will get a notification. Yesterday morning, I was having breakfast with Sharon Rose, who owns Sacred Mysteries and is doing this beautiful new project on Qigong. And it's called Quantum Qi. It's a series of videos, and I'm helping her. And she has a channel with YouTube that is, I think, 15,000 or 20,000 people. And she doesn't have to pay for emailing. All she has to do is be consistent about uploading new videos to that site, and 15,000 people get notified right away. That is invaluable. And do you get that? That you don't have to pay for email servers, you don't have to create an email. YouTube automatically does that. So I encourage everyone to have a powerful YouTube channel and to work on getting subscribers. And that's another whole conversation, but we'll do that. Yes, Nahid?
What would be the tag or description for this video that I would like to offer Aaron to see this? He couldn't see it.
I'll send you the link to it, because the tag is for Google. It's not for consumers. It's actually invisible to you unless you have the super secret software like I do.
No, so I want to share it with him.
Okay, I'll send you the link after.
I appreciate that. Thank you, dear.
Okay. So the other site is Vimeo, and Vimeo does have a free portion. It doesn't very large, but Vimeo, the reason people use Vimeo is that it's higher resolution, and it doesn't necessarily stack a bunch of videos after your video, which you have to know how to fix YouTube so it doesn't do that as well. YouTube, sometimes if you embed a video in your site, you can have somebody else's video starting right after yours, which is a competitor. So that's something we fix when we help you do that. But anyway, Vimeo is high resolution. Vimeo also does pay on demand. So if you did have, like Malcolm, if you had one of your audios, one of your albums, CDs, if you had one of your albums and you wanted to put images to it and make an hour long or half an hour long YouTube, you could also put it on Vimeo and make it for a fee. Vimeo also, the way I know about it with Sharon Rose is they did a video called The Last Avatar, which was a beautiful video with Neil Donald Walsh in it, and it was about ascension and awakening, and they did a big launch on Vimeo for it. So, and if Vimeo is more geared towards helping you make money and creating a win-win than lots of times YouTube is. Daily, yes? Oh, Trina, did you just want to say something?
No, I was going to just type you a question, but one of the questions I would have on this curiosity is, are any of these sites ones where you can have like private groups or secret groups or something that only people you allow in can see the video?
Well, in my experience, what I've done is they aren't groups. It's not like a social media site. It's not like Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. It's not like that. What you can do, though, is you can put private or unlisted on your videos and then give that link out, and only people with that correct link can get to it. It's not listed in your channel for general public, and then once you do unlisted, it's not sent out to your whole subscriber list.
Cool, thank you.
So these are other ones: Daily Motion, MetaCafe, and Drop Shots. And these are, I just found these sites. Daily Motion has been around for a long time. I do not personally use those, but what happens is some people that do SEO say that you should blast out your video to they call them video sharing sites, and there are 30 of them or more. So that is a way for you to create backlinks to your website. And the way that that is done is in the description of your video. When you upload it, you put all of the data in that description part, including your website link. And what that allows you to do is it's a two-way link. If you have it on your site, YouTube, which has a lot more authority than most regular websites, YouTube has it on theirs, and they link back and forth. It's a two-way link. That's great. If there's a three-way link or more, it gets even higher visibility in the algorithm in Google. So hopefully I didn't lose you on that. But okay, I'm going to go. Okay, so what you need to do is post videos regularly. And I have this cute little picture here about a calendar, because I really think the only way you can be successful is at least to put a calendar together and then see if you can stick to it. Even if you only do half of it, you did half of it. So the idea is, if you don't do this, you'll see that the life gets in the way. So that's one thing. So there's there's a third-party platform that's based, it's called Patreon. And Patreon is, they spoke at that Vid Summit event that I was at in LA in October. And they have created a way for people to be able to get paid from doing their free videos. So let's say I do a free video like this on YouTube. I have this up, and at the very end I say, if you really want to go deep into how to use YouTube to build your business, click here. I can send you to a Patreon site where I could charge for that deeper information. So you don't have to have a website. You don't have to figure out how to do all the equipment and all of the coding to have like a membership type site online. You can just use this third-party site called Patreon. And a lot of people are doing monthly memberships that way. There's a guy named Brian G. Johnson he lives in Colorado Springs. He has 2 standard poodles, and he says everything, please push the button and feed a poodle. and he's brilliant. And he's somebody you could watch, and he'll do that, where he'll do 2 videos a week, and he's got his studio set up in his home, and he's just right on with the information, but he only gives a high level version of it and then pushes people to the paid. So it's one way for you to use it. Okay. Then the other thing is to address a trendy topic. Now that works in any kind of PR. If you're doing press releases, that's one of the things. If I was trying to get you on TV, I would be trying to find out what's trending that the TV station would be wanting to know about, and how your data, your information, your authority content could help them learn more about it. So using a trendy topic is always good in anything you do in marketing. Video apologies. If right now I was apologizing for the slides not working, or I've had to apologize where I was doing my conscious business zone and I didn't confirm with the person and they didn't show up. So I had to go on Facebook Live and say, I'm really sorry, it wasn't their fault, it was mine. I got a lot of views on that. Sort of weird, but it's like being human. They want to see you being human. Interactive videos, if there's videos where people can push a button or they say yes or no, there's all sorts of software that does that now, where you can actually create channels of information. If they say yes, it goes this way. If they say no, it goes that way. It's almost like a formula. And so that's a way to do it. Or interactive can be even where you have snippets of other people's talking with other views. And that's been pretty popular in feature films and documentaries for probably since 2012 or before. So that's another thing to do. And then, of course, the only way you're going to do well with this is if you have some fun. If this is like going to the dentist, it's not going to work. You want to be upbeat and happy. I know that all of you are passionate about offering your products and services. It's your life work. It's your mission in life. So that's what we want to convey. We want to convey how important you feel it is and why you're so passionate about it to help them. Because really, truly, when we're getting down to anything, all we have is an expression of love. Love is the new currency. So if we're having fun and loving what we do and loving how we show up, that's the whole communication. That's the authentic communication. Okay, want you to include a real person, animal, or product. Now, there's a lady named Mia Voss who has a Friday afternoon drinking with the dragon thing on Facebook, but now she had to give her dragon away. It's really, truly a big lizard that she would have on her shoulder. And people would just come to, I think, just to see the lizard. And what's this beautiful blonde lady doing with the lizard drinking a glass of wine? And now the lizard went to a new home. I think a home where it had more. It's a pet store in Denver, and so now she has a pug. So it's not. I don't think it's called Drinking with the Dragon anymore. But when you use animals or some prop like that, that's a brand. It's a way for people to recognize you. Do you want to say something, Trina? It looks like you wanted to say. Oh, the other way. You were.
I was, when you started talking about that, I was thinking about some of the people who were really masters or who brought this in, like Johnny Carson, who would bring in somebody, the animal guy, and there were so many little clips of what the animals would do that it was just such an awesome reel. And, a lot of the entertainers, you have to think about what entertainers use that really draw you in. And some of those clips were some of the best ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gives a little bit of spontaneity because there's no way it's not like a stuffed animal that you can say, here, sit here and be my prop. They're moving, they're, scratching you, they're doing whatever. And it's real, it's live. And it fascinates the audience. So if there's
some of the funniest ones were when the animals would kind of go on the host. everyone would just laugh hysterically. But I think everybody's related, can relate to experiences like that. So
Right, right. Well, but you have to see that if you want to do that, like for instance, Mia Voss had Drinking with the Dragon, then the dragon had to move on. So she only did that for about a year. Now she's got a pug. Who knows how long the pug will last? So you can change it up. But meanwhile, she's got an audience. I mean, people Friday night at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock are trying to see where Mia is. I swear, it's wild. So I know it works, and it's kind of fun. It's kooky fun. Okay, and then so the other thing on your videos that you want, if you're selling or you're trying to create a tribe, a community, you want to have a call to action in your videos. Now, if you're doing it on Facebook or on YouTube, my rule of thumb is only 20% of the time should you be selling. If you're not giving content and quality information out most of the time, 80% of the time, it's bad taste. And it really doesn't show that you care about people. It's almost like you're needy. So it can be overdone. It can be overdone if you're on live 6 times a day. It's like, because I get notification of people that are on live, and it's like that ding. It's like, really? Don't they sleep? Don't they eat? Don't they have a life? So that's one thing to think about is how often are you going to call them to action? And it could be calling them to buy something, get a free report, follow you, join you in a class like this. So I had a call to action little video to engage people to come to this. So you can use it for all different ways, but only 20% of the time. Add the description of the video. Every single platform, including Facebook and YouTube, will allow you to put a whole description. And that's for the readers in the group. There are still a lot of people that prefer to read. They're visual learners, so the video will help. But it seems that a lot of times the memory will stay longer if there's also something to read. So you want to do that. Plus, that's how you can link back to your website, is in the description. So this is some more benefits for you to consider. You're going to get more leads and higher return on your investment. You're going to grab and hold attention of people much longer and better by doing video. It increases the time on the site. Google looks at how long somebody's on your site before it ranks you. So they've got this algorithm, which is basically a huge database. It's a big Excel sheet in the sky. And they're using all these different criteria to see what is the best return description for this query that this customer has typed in. So you put in a long tail keyword, you put in a keyword that's 4 words, and they're doing whatever they can to give you the very best response. So if you want them to use your website, they've got to see one of the criteria is how long people have stayed on your site, how fast it loads. So the sites that have video are where people stay the longest, because they watch a 3-minute video or however long. Boost your brand awareness, which it is your brand. Cutting edge, it's the most popular form, but you don't have to have the most fancy for it to be the best. So I want to explain that too. You can build stronger partnerships because you can actually communicate, again, to the exact person you're talking to. So you can say, let's say I'm saying that I want to work with coaches, conscious coaches. And so I want a conversation that only talks to them about what products and services or knowledge that I'd like to share with them. how I can help them. So I want to build a relationship. Everything in marketing is about a relationship. Higher search rankings, we've talked about that in Google. Google is still the kingpin until there's another search engine that is created that works better on phone, which may happen. I thought it would have happened, but it hasn't yet. If that happens, then Google will have some run for its money. But in the meantime, it does not have anything. And if you have videos on your site, it increases the time, and it also directs people back to your site. And then businesses that use video marketing achieve more credibility and exposure. I mean, people that are educated look at videos about the product or service before they buy it. The consumer's very educated now. They're not easy to fool. So you really need it. Trina, is there anything you just went like that?
Whoops. Sorry about that. You know, I'm thinking about the way that I look for something if I need assistance, and searching with the video, especially if I'm trying to fix something, I want to work with something. I do a lot of research, and I spend more time watching the videos than I do actually going in and reading. I usually read later when I'm looking for a little bit more detail, when I've already heard a little bit of something but especially if you have something that you normally would describe by showing it, not speaking it, it's so much better to do it via a video.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's nothing like seeing an image of somebody doing their craft, or seeing a video of them doing. There's nothing like it as far as being able to help you learn and see if it's for you. So the next thing is about why video marketing is a priority for you. And I think again, I'm on my little soapbox, but internet video traffic will be over 80% of all consumer internet traffic within 4 years. How can you ignore that? It's 50% easier, 50 times easier to achieve a page 1 ranking on Google with a video. Over 500 million people are watching video every day just on Facebook alone. 500 million. Now, that doesn't mean that Facebook is showing it to 500 million, and we'll talk about that in a few seconds. Blog posts can be that incorporate video, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Attract 3 times as many inbound links. YouTube users spend more than 6 billion hours watching video each month. People are getting rid of their television. Well, I don't use television anymore, but people are using YouTube instead of television. It's like Netflix and all of that, so why not get in on that? The average user spends 88% more time on a website if it has video. So these percentages you just can't ignore. So what we want to do next is look at some easy to do video skills so that you'll learn how to do it and use the most effective tools and be able to get out there and do it right away. So these are my favorite lists for beginners to show you how to use video, create videos. Okay? So, and PowerPoint is the first one. Camtasia by TechSmith is the next one. Facebook Live, Animoto, YouTube Live, and Lumen 5. Now I'll explain each one. So PowerPoint, as of I think 2013, PowerPoint for Mac or PC has created a way that you can do videos. So I can use Camtasia, which I'll show you in the next slide, or I could, this is a PDF right now, but if this was live in PowerPoint, I could go to the top for the navigation part in PowerPoint, And I could add music or my voiceover, and I could turn this into a program that I could sell. So, and almost everybody who has Microsoft Office knows how to do this, knows how to use PowerPoint. So now I think Keynote probably does it on Mac as well, but I'm not a Mac user right now. I have been in the past, but I'm not now right now. So you could do PowerPoint for Mac and do it that way. I think Keynote does it probably just as well. Okay? So the thing that's cool about PowerPoint and in Camtasia, which is the next one, is you could put your little talking head in a box at the bottom of the slide. So right now, my head could be here where this video marketing icon is, and you can see me talking. So you could look at the slide and then look at me talking, doing my hands or whatever, and then look back at the slide. And it's sort of entertaining. It's much more entertaining than just a talking head anyway. The next one is Camtasia. Now, I started using Camtasia 20 years ago when I ran a division of Arthur Andersen called the Change Enablement, and we were doing online learning for large corporations. I have been using it that long. So I'm a big Camtasia fan. And Camtasia is called Screen Capture Video. So you could be videoing me right now if I'm recording this so that we can share it later. But if I wasn't, and if this was a private thing and you wanted the data, like Malcolm's probably taking some classes, if they're not sharing it afterwards, you could have Camtasia open. I do it sometimes when Brazzo's on and you're not allowed to film it. I just do it for me, but I've got the screen captured. So what it does is it allows you to take, for instance, this screen right now. I could open up Camtasia and just identify this square. I can make it full size or just this square. I can talk just like I'm talking right now. I can do an overlay talk presentation on my slideshow, and it renders it in an MP4 at the end. It's really easy to do. It also allows you, because of the way you can edit in Camtasia, it's one of the easiest ways to edit audio and video because there's these tracks down below. You put the content in the bin up above and just drag it down. So it's really, really easy. It's one of the easiest ones, and I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of it. So that's one of the second ones that are pretty easy to do. Facebook Live, you can do on your phone or on your tablet. You want to make sure that your background is good. Trina got me this wonderful gift that is a little light that I can put on my phone. It has 2 levels. One's a little more golden. You can't see, there are 2 rows, there's a row of LEDs. This clips right on my phone. And so while I'm on Facebook, it's lighting up my face. So I can do this, I can go out, I'm at an event, I go out in the hallway and I can do my little Facebook Live. I can use my headset and do with a microphone so that the audio is even better, just fits right down here. So there's no excuse to not do this. And I don't know if Kate and, let's see. So Kate and Ralph. Okay, thank you. I don't mean to pick on you, but yeah. I love you guys. Okay, so what I want you to know though is, people always talk about Twitter for the news feeds, but the Facebook videos for top news publishers, they're Fox News, all of these news organizations are using Facebook Live. And it is so cinchy. I could show you easily. I won't be able to do it tonight because this is more of an overview, but it's so easy. Just press the button, you're live. Okay? So I want to encourage you, you can always delete it, you guys. If it comes out terrible, you can go in on your feed and just delete it. Even if people commented on it, there's no harm. You can just play with it. And if it's too embarrassing, you see, oh my God, I didn't realize my outfit was wrong, or my hair was standing up, or whatever. You can just delete it and try again. Nobody's watching. But if you do a Facebook Live, Facebook will show it to more people than any other thing you can do on Facebook right now. Facebook Stories is another way to get seen. I presented that a couple of months ago when I did a Facebook class that we can share. But Facebook Live, if you do video, they will show it to more of your feed. As long as you put it as a public, it will get shown to your feed, and it may get shared all over the place. So please, please, please try it. Then the other thing, and Kate, I have Kate's picture here. I started doing a thing called Conscious Business Zone I don't know, Kate, we did this in October, but I've been doing it for a little while, where on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am presenting people to my audience. And my audience is not 1 million, but it's probably, by the time I share it all over the place, it's over 100,000 people that have the potential to see you. And so what it is I use, on Conscious Business Zone, I can do a solo one, I can do an interview, or I could do a talk show. Now the talk show, I could show you what that looks like. You can have 4 or more people get on. It's on this platform called BeLive.tv. And what it does is it allows you to put your logo, and it allows you to put people's names on it. And it allows you, during the presentation, I did one today with Les Jensen, it allowed me to put his website. So it's a huge opportunity for you to connect the dots with either, if there's an authority person in your marketplace. So Malcolm, let's say you're doing something with the Rise Festival, and you want to do, BeLive's only $15 a month. So it's nothing to do this. You get on there and you interview somebody that's a headliner at the Rise Festival. Then all those people will now know about you. And then all your people will know about that person. It's a win-win. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm usually sitting there with my tea. It's almost like I'm having tea with someone online, tea or coffee online. So, but it's a great advantage. And I think once you start, I mean, Nahid, this is one thing Aaron would probably like. I think Manu, this would be great for you. It's not expensive and it's really easy to do. The other thing about Facebook Live using BeLive is that while you are running the show, you can see all the comments. Now, they used to let you put the comments up on the feed right here, but now they don't. I don't know what happened. It might have been a Facebook change more than BeLive. But what I do is, while we're talking, if somebody comments and they're participating, I stop the speaker and then let the comment show. And usually the conversation gets really amazing because I only know so much to ask. I'm going to ask pretty high level questions like, what book did you write, or why did you start your radio show, or da 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 da. The other person may be asking, it's Conscious Business Zone. They may have a consciousness question or a thing to add. And so the conversations get amazing and other people feel engaged in it. So now I've got an audience that's watching it Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. So, and if any of you want to be on my show, I'm always looking. Angie's going to be on it coming up. If any of you want to be on the show, just let me know, and I'd be happy to help get you out in the world. It's set up so that it's pretty much like volleyball, where I set you up and let you spike it. So I ask you a leading question, and then you just go for it. The other thing is after you've done a BeLive Live or any kind of live, you can download it. So after it's downloaded, I put it up on YouTube, and I have a Conscious Business Zone channel that I'm building. So not only do you get the time on Facebook, you get the time that you can use that link either from Facebook or from YouTube on your website and get the value of me building that channel, which is still being built. So I don't have a ton of subscribers yet, but it will be, I'm working on it. So, okay. So the other site, one of the other sites, this is called Animoto. And Animoto has a free version and a paid version. The free version does put their logo at the end, but it's really easy to use. You can make slideshows, or you can bring up clips, video clips. They have it all set up. It's pretty intuitive. I actually have a paid version, but I'm using so many other things now that I have had a paid version for 5 years. I've done a lot of book trailers there, a lot of product trailers there, but now I might let it go and use other things like the PowerPoints. You can get PowerPoint templates that'll do what Animoto does. But this, I highly recommend you check it out. It won't hurt your credibility if the end slide says Animoto on it, especially not as you're learning, okay? But usually the videos that you upload on Animoto, I think they're only 10 to 20 seconds long. They're not long. It's not like you could put an hour, a presentation that you did, you could do a clip of it. They have their own music. They have their own graphics. You can upload your graphics, but it's an easy place to get started, kind of fun. When I've had part-timers working for me, contractors, when they come in, they'd go, do I get to make an Animoto today? So it's that much fun. So I highly recommend you check that out. YouTube Live. I have not used YouTube Live that much, but I recommend that you check it out. YouTube Live will allow you to have groups. It'll allow you to interview, just like what we talked about in Facebook. And YouTube and Facebook are at it all the time. They are each trying to outdo each other. The reason they're trying to each outdo each other is because of advertising money. So you as a consumer can benefit from this. The thing about Facebook Live is you can do a live and then put it to YouTube. You can't necessarily make it a live. There is software that if you make a static video, let's say you get on Zoom like we are right now, and as a free Zoom account, you can be on for 45 minutes for free and videotape yourself. So you could get on without us, just go in and sign up for your own account, make a video, 5-minute video, and upload it to Facebook or to YouTube. There is software now that'll fake that it's alive, but I don't know. I have some. I haven't really. I don't know if I can recommend it yet. I don't know if it'll give you the same. Any live video on either one of these two platforms will get distributed by the platform as a priority. They will show it to more people for you. And that's the game, is to have as many views as possible without having to pay. At least that's the game I'm playing. Okay, Lumen 5. For those of you that are writers, that like to blog, that that want to have multimedia content, I highly recommend this software. Now, there are other versions of it, but this is the one I've been using. Once you set it up to connect to your blog, it has artificial intelligence with it. It will actually, you put up a new blog post, it'll create a video off of your blog post and email you a link to it. You go into it and edit it. Because usually and it has its own database of free images. It has its own database of all sorts of stuff. And it actually takes the text, the first paragraph or more from your blog post. So you could actually have, let's say it's about a recipe to make salad dressing. And you've got a thing about how wonderful this salad dressing recipe is. It was your grandmother's, da 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 da. It will actually go and try to find the pictures of the ingredients. And it automatically makes the slides. Now, I have never just used what they gave me. I always go in and edit it, but it's amazing. It's such a time saver, and it's intelligent. So this is for if you're doing scientific work, if you're doing work where the people want to know facts and data. If you're doing, actually, I think it works for everything, but it is a video of text. So there's text that you actually use with slides, and it automatically sets it all up. So it's pretty cool. And it's called Lumen 5. Okay. So next part I want to talk about is your branding. And as I mentioned before, when you're doing a video that is not a live and you're putting it up on YouTube or on your website, or you're making a product, I highly recommend that you have an intro and an outro. The intro usually has your logo in it, doing some sort of kinetic change of your logo with a theme sound. And then the outro is where you could put your call to action to ask them to watch more of your videos, tell them what the next thing they should do, if you want them to read another blog post, if you want them to go to a landing page, get a free report, whatever it is. But those are intros and outros, usually using your logo and your tagline. Okay, so that's really important. It's not expensive to get those done, and I highly recommend you want to do that. The types of videos that we want to talk about real quick, we've mentioned some of them are talking heads, which is right now, if I didn't have this slide presentation, I would just be a talking head. Those work okay for a short amount of time. It's boring. Without mixing it up or having the text go over or a picture go over, 20-minute videos are boring unless you're taking a class. So just be careful of that. Interview videos, I just mentioned those using BeLive. You can also do those on YouTube Live. Live webcast videos, that's again using webinar software. Again, usually it'll be very similar to what we're doing right now, where you have a slide presentation and then you have a speaker. The webcast videos, a lot of times they'll have a chat, and a lot of times those are pre-recorded. It used to be in the internet marketing space, well, actually in coaching too, there used to be a model that said a webinar was the best way for you to sell your coaching, your long-term products. And I'm not sure that's true anymore. I think shorter training videos, 3 or 4 training videos, like remember Trina what you were talking about with Steve Harrison, that's more Jeff Walker's product launch formula system. That's now more important. PowerPoint videos, if you are interested in learning how to do PowerPoint videos, I can direct you to some inexpensive templates where you could play around with it and see what you like to do. But there's a lot of things in PowerPoint that create motion, and it's not just that you can add motion and audio to PowerPoint. PowerPoint's not the boring old presentation it used to be. So that's another way. Tip series. There's a lot of people that do the tip series on YouTube where people, in fact, when I was at Vid Summit, it was fascinating how people were getting paid. Their tip series would be about a product or service, and they had gone to a company, and instead of asking for them to advertise, which they used to, ask them to advertise on their video, they asked them if they could feature their product or service on their video and if they would sponsor them. And that process is making people a lot of money. So Malcolm, if you're playing your violin and you went to the violin, I don't know if it's Stradivarius, but you're going to a violin manufacturer and saying, I will make your violin show up everywhere, but you have to pay me $10,000. And people are doing this and getting paid. So it's just something for you to think about of how you could be sponsored by somebody to show their product. Okay. Live demo videos. So that's like if you're doing a Blender, live demos, or if I was showing you my camera and I was showing you how to use it, that's almost like a tip series. I think right now you can go on YouTube and learn how to do plumbing. You can do just about everything by going to how to do something on YouTube. So those demos.
We learned how to get a skunk out of a trap.
Really?
Yeah, we were actually trying to trap the raccoons that were getting into our dumpster. And one day we went out and there was a skunk.
Oh my God, were you scared?
I didn't like it, but Larry, I said, I bet if we go on YouTube, we'll find a story somewhere where somebody had to do that. And sure enough, there was one there, and we followed what they did, and it was perfect.
Yep.
And we managed to take it out and let it go, and nobody got sprayed, and yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I find as a single woman homeowner, I'm on there trying to figure out how to do things. So I know, and I know that even 8 years ago, when you would talk to kids in school, they weren't going to Wikipedia or the Encyclopedia Britannica to do their classwork anymore, like we did. We would go to the Encyclopedia Britannica and try not to plagiarize it. But the kids are going online and watching what a squirrel does and then writing their report about a squirrel. They're actually visual learners. So that's one thing to think about, depending on what you're selling. Sales videos, the way for you to connect with your audience and give them the reason why. As we said before, if you're doing landing pages, 80% chance of people buying with a video on your sales page. 80%. Now, if you're putting all that effort into getting them there, why wouldn't you want to have some way to capture that sale? It just doesn't make sense to me. And if you're chicken to get on video, you can use a PowerPoint. You can use a still picture of you and have you say, it's your voice, it's your voiceover. so you can still do that on a sales video. Launch series videos. That's what I mentioned before for these webcasts. What people are doing a lot, which I highly recommend, I'm doing it as well, is doing videos that are a series. So, and what Kellen told me yesterday, my coach said they're calling them sideway videos because the way they show them on a page is they show video 1, video 2, video 3 in a sideway, in a sequence. And those videos give you each a little piece of the reason why you might want to buy the big product. And I'm putting one of those together for my Mindful Marketing Magnetism right now. So that's what that is. And it's still high value. If nobody buys from you buying that, they still have a good feeling about you. And maybe they couldn't buy now, but maybe they could buy later. So you've already created a relationship with them. Teaching webinar videos, we've talked about that. And then animated videos. Now, animated videos are something that it's a style you have to see if you like. They're cartoons. So once that anime, Japanese anime communication style started happening, there was a whole series of animated videos that came in to being, some are hands that draw something, and they're really fun. And I could show you a free software to get that you could do that with if you like those. That basically what you do is you put in a picture and it hand draws it. And you can tell it whether you want a man's hand, a woman's hand, you can tell it how long it should scan on it, all of that. The other animated videos are actual, what do they call those? They're avatars. So it might be a little cartoon of me that looks as close to me as possible talking. And some of them, the mouth moves. It just depends on if the consumer likes them and they're entertained by them. So I don't use them that much. I use the handwriting ones because I work with artists and it allows it to reveal the art. But I don't use the animated ones that much. But it's something for you to consider. Dogs, cats, unicorns. I mean, when you think about how Geico even, they use, it's a real live thing, but they use the Geico. Yeah.
I have a question. So when you were talking earlier about having like a pet or an animal that's in the video, like I have a jade plant. I don't have a plant. I don't have a pet or an animal. How about having a little back and forth with one of these animated things?
Yeah, you could. The only reason that'd be difficult is if you're doing it on Facebook Live. It just depends on how you're doing it. If you're doing it on a static website or you're uploading it to Facebook later, that's good because it takes some work to get the animation to fit with it. And animation could be sacred geometry, it can be a torus, it can be all sorts of beautiful things. But that seems to me more advanced than what most of the people I'm working with will do. And as far, you can have Angie with Jade, Angie and Jade. So, I mean, you can do something like that if you want. It was just a suggestion because it's different. It doesn't necessarily have to fit your target market. They might not even be, they might not find the humor in it, and it might just be weird. And if no one shows up after a while, you have to change it anyway. So, okay. But animated is a big category, and like realtors like it. There's a bunch of categories of people that like it. And it isn't big for me, but it is big for some people. Okay, so these were just some video testimonials that I got for some of the videos we've done, where we've done one-on-one videos for people for their websites or for their products. Both Catherine and Joanne Palladino have done telesummits, they've done a marketing plan with us, and then we built their websites and did the content on their website. So this was just some testimonials so that you could see that there's all different ways to use videos. The idea of these video assets or audio assets is passive income. Picture being at a trade show, metaphysical fair, and every single person comes up to your booth. You say the same thing over and over and over again. Well, that's what happens if you don't have a video at your website. Somehow you're saying the same thing over and over again. The video can be that. So like Kate has it on hers. I don't know, Trina, if you have yours. I don't know who else here that might, Unity might. But I highly recommend you consider doing videos on your website, on the home page, the About Me page, the products and services, and it might be products one, services, and then there may be also one more depending on what you're selling. So usually there's 5 that we do. So I just wanted you to see these were 2 real people. Catherine Parker does an incredible healing modality called Resonance Alchemy, and Joanne Palladino does light language and Reiki type energy, and she will be speaking at, I'll be interviewing her on the CCC call on Thursday, April 18th. So if you want to learn more about her and experience her light language, she channels this group of beings called Shemaya, the beings of light, and it's quite amazing. So now we get to ask a bunch of questions if anybody has them. Hopefully you do. Oh, good. Okay, thank you, Nahid. So does anyone, Malcolm, do you have questions, dear?
No, it's been fascinating. I've loved every moment of it. I don't know. I probably should get together with you sometime soon and talk about some things.
Okay.
I'm good right now. It was quite a lot to absorb, and I've been taking notes the whole time.
Oh, good. Well, and I'm trying to get Unity Earth, and they've muted themselves, so I can't ask. Okay, Angie.
And before Angie, I just wanted, because I need to attend to something. I want to say how useful it was for me. I really thank you, Kathy. The time was very well spent. Appreciate that. We continue. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear. See you soon.
Bye, dear.
Bye, Nahid.
So I missed the first hour due to having to change towns at rush hour traffic. And what I did catch has been an incredible wealth of information. And there's no way I can hold it all in my brain. Will we be able to access this video afterwards?
Yes, I recorded it.
Okay, because it really was a wealth of information.
Oh,
Thank you so much for putting this together. It's extremely informative, Kathy.
Yes. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, the more you're around me, you'll know, the more, hopefully you'll think this is fun to do. You know, it's really not hard. And it's really, I mean, Trina, you were doing lives at the last event, the last trade show. You were getting on and even showing people what, you know, checking in looked like. So you got over it.
I do it at events sometimes, and it's really kind of fun. And then lately, though, I don't think anyone really wants to watch me doing tax returns, but you know, that could be really fun sometimes, maybe. I don't know. I wanted to let everybody know, though, next month's topic is going to be building blocks for a successful business. And so we'll be talking about the pieces of things that you need in your business. And so that one should be fun, too.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you. Kate, do you have questions? Or Ralph?
Well, nothing formed. nothing formed yet. It's in there. It's soaking in. I really liked what you were saying about the Lumens 5. That was cool. So there was some good information about the LED light clip for the phone. I mean, there's some things to play with. So yeah, I need to figure out how I want to put the information out there before I have more specific questions.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can talk anytime about it. What do you think, Ralph?
Well, I love the way you said that with the embed code, you can stop YouTube stacking the videos. And I would like to know more how to drive the clients back to my page for my call to action instead of watching other YouTube videos.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. We can work on that. Just remind me, because I can change that for you since I have access to your YouTube account.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. So just remind me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And Donna or Unity Earth, do either one of you want? I can't see your face, so I don't know, and I can't unmute you. I tried. Okay, well, I'm going to go forward. So what you could do next, if you wanted to, is you could go to this link, and if I can get this thing to move a little bit. Come on, stop. Anyway, it's Mason, http masonworksmarketing.com/presents/VM, which means video marketing. You can get this free report. And I don't know, Kate, if you recognize that postcard. I showed that to you and Ralph today. But anyway, there is a free book that'll give you a lot of this data that all you need to do is go in and grab it. Oh, thank goodness it finally gave up. So that's my gift to you. And of course, I am a big fan of this. I can make it simple for you if possible. And just please let me know either on Facebook or through email. I'll show both of Trina and my email. Did everybody get that link that wants it? Okay. So here's emails and phone numbers for both Trina and I. And this way you can connect with us and get some more support. The Women's Way is about connecting with love. It's making impact with love. So it's a opportunity for you to show up in a different way. And we've been doing these free presentations for, it's going on, we're gonna be 2 years in middle of the year, right?
I'm thinking it's been about 20 months now.
Yep. Yep. So it's our pleasure to share this, and the more the merrier. If you want to share this with other people, it's all free. It's our gift to you. We love teaching, and we love helping people show up authentically and making the world a better place. That's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah. Just appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's the end of the show here.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Thank you very, very much.
And thank you for staying a little bit longer. I didn't realize I went over time. I apologize.
And I managed to manifest the call that they wanted to start at 5 o'clock to, they're not quite going yet. So I'm like, yes.
So Angie, I'll put you on my list too. So yeah. So anyway, thank you all so much, and I'll send you the link. And if I forget, ask me, because I'm a busy girl. But I'm so happy to help all of you. It's what you're doing so important.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Oh, so great to see you guys.
Excellent.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you
Night,
tomorrow.
night.
Bye, dear. Bye, Malcolm.